Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes. And tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show, we're going to be talking about rising thunderstorm risks for Friday and over the weekend, especially for later Sunday. Summer weather does cover much of the United States. We'll be discussing that. It's very hot in the Southwest and California. And we'll be looking at the long range, and that's tonight at 7:35 p.m. on the Joe and Joe Weather Show on my YouTube channel. Just want to give you a perspective here in terms of what's going on with the upper pattern. Had this persistent general jet stream pattern that is well south of where it should be. That continues to allow weather systems to come down from Canada from time to time and basically move along from west to east. And that's pretty much what we're going to be seeing right through this weekend and for the next 10 days or longer. So as each one of these dips in the jet stream, one that's coming down for Saturday, as each one of those approaches the coast, it's going to generate some thunderstorm threats. And on Sunday, we think that a bit of a shortwave trough here that is moving through will bring in a southerly flow of moisture and feed into some general widespread thunderstorm activity later Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. And then after that goes by, we should see weather conditions improve. But again, that persistent dip in the jet stream means that there'll be more opportunities weather systems to move on through every couple of days. Meanwhile, today was another hot day across much of the eastern part of the U.S. We have a cold front that lies to the west, cutting down through Ohio and Kentucky into eastern Tennessee, then cutting across southern Arkansas, snaking across Texas. North and west of there in the northern plains, a really nice day. Well, not all of the northern plains enjoying a nice day. There are clouds around, especially western plains and back over into Colorado. But to the east of that, in the upper Mississippi Valley, we had temperatures in the low to mid 70s, dew points down in the upper 40s and low 50s. So that's a nice dry air mass. Of course, in sharp contrast, temperatures in the upper 80s to lower 90s from Maine all the way down to Florida, and dew points running generally in the upper 60s and low 70s. So we have a very relatively juiced up atmosphere here in the part of the United States. It's a matter of when the mechanism comes aloft to trigger off showers and storms. Here's what it looks like on the satellite loop this afternoon. You can see the lightning strikes, the yellow, red, and green flashes that are occurring up and down from Ohio into northern Georgia. That's part of that frontal line. Then it swings back westward across southern Arkansas and into Oklahoma. Probably going to see some severe weather breakout tonight in the western plains, and we'll show you that in a moment. Also, some scattered thunderstorms going on along the Gulf Coast and up and down the state of Florida. Here's a close-up view of the loop in the northeast. A few little pop-ups are showing up well inland in Pennsylvania and in parts of upstate New York. They're mostly moving to the northeast. Not much going on at all. Skies mainly sunny with some haze along the immediate coast from southeastern New England down into Jersey and Delaware, and of course also through the Carolinas. Just a typical hot summer day in July. The radar late this afternoon, as of 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, you can see these scattered cells in the northeast. They become more numerous from Ohio southward through eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, and into North Georgia. Then, as we swing westward, you see an east-west band of thunderstorms across southern Arkansas, extending into another band to northwestern Alabama, and we're starting to see a little bit of moisture streaking in to parts of northern Colorado and up into Wyoming. And as that's where the Storm Prediction Center has a slight to enhanced risk of severe weather tonight in the western plains, and that also comes with a 2 to 5% tornado risk. Now, for tomorrow, a small area of marginal risk has been added for upstate New York, mainly in central New York from south to north, going up into northeastern New York and northwestern Vermont. General scattered thunderstorms elsewhere. Marginal risk in the northern and central plains, a slight risk as you get down into the southern plains, and that southern plains area has a 2% tornado risk. As we move on into Saturday into Sunday, A slight risk that extends from the western plains across Oklahoma into Arkansas and the marginal risk through the Ohio Valley. Now, this is going to be part of the next weather system that's going to take a course up into the east. So, Sunday, we may see some severe weather risk being indicated, but I think the main issue may wind up being rain. Uh, Weather Prediction Center indicating 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain for much from northeastern North Carolina all the way up into northern Maine. Just a little bit less along the coastal community, southeastern and southern New England, Long Island, and coastal New Jersey. Again, a little bit less. Looks like it will be a bit more inland. And of course, a lot of these areas have been soaked with rain the last couple of weeks. So flash flood threshold is probably rather low, so it wouldn't take much to cause some flooding. So that's something that we've got our eyes on as far as the weekend is concerned. Also, big rains from Alabama westward through Arkansas into Oklahoma and southern Kansas, where we have a large area of 1.5 inches to as much as 3.5 inches being indicated over the next 7 days. So it's really going to be all about these systems that are going to start moving through. The scattered thunderstorms that are around this evening will come and go in the east. They'll probably fire up again tomorrow as that front gets close to the coast. I think they'll be a bit more numerous inland. By the time it reaches the coast, it'll be after dark, and probably those storms will tend to weaken a bit during the overnight period, Friday night into Saturday. We'll fire it up again on Saturday afternoon and evening with some scattered showers and thunderstorms, and then you see this low moves across Kentucky, and then gradually starts to turn up to the northeast with an expanding area of rain coming in during Sunday and lasting into Sunday night, and probably still hanging around a little bit into early Monday morning before it finally starts to pull away. But there might also be some scattered thunderstorms Monday afternoon as an upper trough comes through. While all this is going on, we're going to get a little bit of a break in temperatures tomorrow in eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England because the wind is going to turn more southeast. That's going to feed in more moisture. Highs tomorrow will probably be middle to upper 80s, maybe one or two warm spots get up close to 90, middle to upper 80s on Saturday, and if the rain comes in fast enough on Sunday, it'll just probably be upper 70s to low 80s. More will be discussed in detail on the Joe and Joe Weather Show at 7:35 p.m. So mark it down, and we hope to see you then.